A third of England face toughest COVID curbs. London spared for now. More than 20 million people across large swathes of England will be forced to live under the toughest category of COVID-19 restrictions when a national lockdown ends on December 2nd, while London was placed in the high alert second toughest tier. Health Minister Matt Hancock on Thursday announced the final details of a regional system set to take effect when blanket restrictions on England's 55 million population end after a month-long lockdown, dictating the terms of daily life for the country's citizens and businesses. Hope is on the horizon, but we still have further to go, so we must all dig deep. The end is in sight. We mustn't give up now, Hancock told Parliament, alluding to growing prospects for a vaccine against the coronavirus in the coming months. Britain has Europe's highest official death toll from the COVID-19 pandemic and has been hit hard by a second wave. The government's response on lockdown rules, procurement, and testing has been criticized as disjointed, expensive, and slow. We must follow these new rules and make sure that our actions today will save lives in future and help get our country through this. Thursday's decision had been keenly awaited by businesses across the country whose ability to trade in the critical pre-Christmas period will be affected. Hospitality is one of the large sectors that will suffer the most in higher tiers. Hancock said cases were rising in part of the capital and needed to be brought under control. London will be in Tier 2. It was also in Tier 2 because the national lockdown was imposed. Although a tougher set of rules for each tier was announced earlier this week. For London, this means no mixing of households indoors and a maximum of 6 people permitted to meet outdoors. Hospitality venues can only offer alcohol alongside a substantial meal, and attendance will be tightly limited at sporting events. Pre-Christmas sign of relief, many businesses across London and the Square Mile will be breathing a collective sigh of relief now that they will be able to trade in the run up to Christmas. However, some large regions of England, including the northern city of Manchester and the prosperous southeastern county of Kent, were placed in Tier 3, the most restrictive, where the rate of infection is highest. In Tier 3, hospitality venues must remain closed, except for takeaway systems. This will cause real hardship for people whose jobs will be affected and risk the loss of many businesses. Mayor of Greater Manchester Andy said, the decisions have been made according to 5 criteria, including the pressure on health services in each region and the rate of change in positive coronavirus cases. The announcement angered some local and regional politicians in the hardest hit areas, goading a rebellious core within the ruling Conservative Party who feel the government is overreacting and unjustifiably restricting daily life. The authoritarianism at work today is truly appalling, but is it necessary and proportionate to the threat from this disease? conservative lawmaker said on Twitter, demanding the government publish their evidence. Only 3 regions in England were placed in a lowest Tier 1 category: the Isles of Wight, Cornwall, and the Isle of Scilly, all far removed from more heavily populated metropolitan areas of the country. Tiers will be reviewed on December 16, making it possible for areas that slow the spread of the virus to be moved down a notch before Christmas.